Wisdom from Socrates. Do not be a man who cannot serve his own parents. That such a person has left the first steps of humanity. Do to your parents exactly as you would want your children to do to you. Your parents cared for you far more diligently than you do for them. Parental love only goes down from above, not up. The love of parents for their children exceeds the love of children for their parents, because this love is a downward love. Only when we become parents do we realize in our hearts what it is like to be grateful for the love of our parents. Honoring your parents is easy, but loving your parents is hard. The key to a good relationship between parents and children is to treat each other with the same level of kindness, respect, and consideration that you want to be treated with. Throughout your life, you should show gratitude for everything your parents have done for you, and set an example for your children to follow. No one will be your friend if you are oblivious to your parents' concerns. Don't interrupt other people's stories. You can improve yourself just by listening to others. Nature has given us 2 ears and 2 eyes, but only 1 mouth. That means see a lot, hear a lot, and talk a little. Don't be the person who praises the other person's every word and action. Instead, be the one who kindly rebukes them for their faults. Don't lead others astray by trying to sway their minds. Avoid excessive drinking. Having friends who drink isn't a bad thing. Hang out with friends who enjoy alcohol in moderation. Alcohol amplifies intimate feelings and pleasure, like oil amplifies fire. But keep this in mind. If God rained on a plant all at once, it wouldn't be able to lift its head or breathe. But if the plant receives just the right amount of moisture, it blossoms and bears fruit. In the same way, if we drink too much alcohol, our body will be staggered, our judgment will be clouded, and our speech will be slurred. But if we drink in small glasses and take small classes and take small sips, we will not be drunk, and the alcoholic energy will bring us to a more pleasant and enjoyable state. Drink to be happy, but don't drink to be unhappy. If you are miserable without alcohol, don't drink. If you're happy without it, drink it. Drinking because you need it will drag you to hell. Don't be a person who abandons health. Be sure to pay attention to your health. A wise man should know better than a doctor what is good for him and what is bad for him in the matter of exercise and diet. Eat to live, not live to eat. Be humble in your youth. When young, be gentle. When you are old, be fair. When you are old, be prudent. Those who do evil do more harm to themselves than to others. Do not do to others what has angered you. Be virtuous. The fastest way to become a virtuous human being is to increase your knowledge and discipline. If you look at virtuous people, you will see that they all became great by their own efforts. Great people learn from everything and everyone, and ordinary people learn from their experiences. But foolish people think they know all the right answers. This is ignorance. Knowing ignorance is the beginning of knowledge. Admitting that you don't know something is a big step toward learning. It is important to have an accurate judgment of what you don't know and an attitude of learning. Remember that nothing in human society is stable. So don't be overjoyed by success or overly discouraged by adversity. Spend time reading books to learn about other people's experiences. It's easier to improve yourself when you see someone else struggling and learning. You'll learn things you didn't know before, and your knowledge will increase accordingly. If you don't know what you don't know, you know what you don't know. I am wiser than he is, because it seems that neither he nor I know anything about what is beautiful and good, but he thinks he does, even though he doesn't. And I think I do, because I don't know anything. So, in that very small respect that I think I know what I don't know, I would consider myself wiser than him. Ignorance doesn't make you stupid. It's the process of acknowledging your ignorance and learning from it that matters. Fear false knowledge. True knowledge is the ability to say you know something when you know it, and to admit you don't know it when you don't know it. The true characteristic of ignorance is pride and arrogance. Do not fear ignorance. Falling down is not failure. The true failure is to stay down and stay down. You must have friends and enemies. Friends give advice, enemies give warnings. Leisure time is a priceless commodity. When you set out to do something, don't quit. Work at it until it's perfect, and work at it until it's perfect. He who seeks happiness in anything other than himself, either in this life or in the life to come, is in error. Skepticism is what the philosopher perceives, and philosophy begins with skepticism. Philosophy is an escape from ignorance. Who is an educated person? First, an educated person is one who is in control of his environment, not one who is controlled by it. Second, an educated person is one who acts courageously and thinks intelligently in any case. Third, a cultured person is one who deals with all things honorably, even with people and things he or she dislikes. Fourth, a cultivated person is one who moderates his pleasures and does not indulge in unhappiness. Finally, a cultured person is one who does not allow success to tarnish their honor. A rich man may boast of his wealth, but you should not praise him until you know how he spends it. A hunter catches hares with his dogs, but a flatterer hunts the foolish with praise. A good man eats and drinks to live, but the wicked live to eat and drink. Evil comes from the fact that people have a wrong idea of what is good. It is better for a man to live with anyone than to live alone. It is better to have a friend who speaks kindly of your faults than one who praises your every action. Be sure to marry. Take a good wife, and you will be happy. Take a bad wife, and you will be a philosopher. Make friends by tokens of sensible affection, not by candy-coated praise. A person who is happy to be alone is most likely someone who wants love and attention more than anyone else. They crave intimate relationships, but often pretend to be uninterested in them because they don't want to be hurt anymore. The easiest and most noble path is to work your way up, not down. Once again, falling down is not failure. True failure is when you stay down and stay down. To change, don't spend your energy fighting the past. Instead, put that energy into creating something new. If you want to improve your riding skills, pick a horse that is ferocious. Once you can ride a fierce horse, controlling other horses will be an easy task. A life without reflection is not worth living. Better a man in anguish than a pig in defeat. Wisdom beautifies the rich and softens the poor. Even if you have a true opinion, if you don't understand it, you are blind. It is better to change your opinion than to hold on to a wrong one. Rather than rejoice like a pig, be sad like a man. Many people seek pleasure more than anything else, but they don't get enough of it. The secret to happiness is not to seek more, but to develop the ability to enjoy less. I believe there is no better way to live than to try to do well, and no greater satisfaction than to feel that you are actually doing well. Contentment is a natural property. This is the happiness I'm experiencing in my life. It is not so difficult to avoid death. Rather, it is much more difficult to avoid fortitude. It runs faster than death. Death is like sleeping forever. Death is also liberation from the body. The farther you go from life, the closer you get to the truth. It is not just a life that we should respect, but the right life. Rather than trying to be a successful person, try to be a person to be with. Living the right life may be harder or require more effort, but it requires an attitude of actively striving to follow the path of right, justice, and goodness. Make difficult choices that align with your values and beliefs, even if it means sacrifice or hardship. Abandon material desires. Humans should wait to be summoned by the gods and not take their own lives. Life is not a matter of living. It is important to live right. Trouble is the beginning of life. But with a sincere heart, there are few difficulties that cannot be overcome. The time for parting has come. We go our separate ways. I die, you live. Which is better, only God knows. This world exists because of justice. Without justice, no creature could exist in this world. I cannot teach anyone anything. I can only make them think about it. There is no better way to live than by striving to be a better human being. And there is no greater satisfaction than to feel that you are actually getting better. Share this video with your loved ones right now so they too can gain wisdom and courage in their lives.